understanding something like Google Mom, I think we have to look at a timeline of events in the AI research sector, because search has been using artificial intelligence for decades now. But it was only until 2020, more specifically, I would say, 2021, when we truly transitioned from an AI that works one modality at a time to an AI that works at full speed in multimodality. I've been working in the past on a research project back in 2016, where we focused on building ontologies out of multimedia content, where the task was to combine data from images and data from text and find ways of reasoning over this data. But the reality was that it was still truly disconnected. It was still one modality at a time, even if we were creating multimedia application. Even in the 90s, if I can trace it back. I mean, I've been working on the web since '95, so and I've been always working on multimedia, but the ability of a single model, single deep learning model to move across modality, it was only introduced in 2020 or 2021. For me, it was 2021 because I always kind of reference back the introduction of Clip by OpenAI. Clip is a contrastive language image pre-training model that introduces the ability of creating a common representation from both images and text together, and how their correspondence can be captured by the model. And so this model learns how to extract features from both the image and the text inputs, and how we can then fine-tune these characteristics for any downstream tasks. And this is foundational for understanding Google Mom, because first of all, you have to understand what are embeddings. And then you can understand, how you can create embeddings from a piece of text and an image all together. And once you have understood how to create embeddings, then you can see that there is one single space of representation that can describe, a query or an image. And then the two things can be replaced one to another. And so we move into this area of multimodal systems that allow us to deal with multiple modalities. And whether this is audio or video or a piece of text or a question and an answer, we can kind of move across. And this is what makes Google Mom unique. This means that Google is also starts to be able at that point to understand more about the context by not only reading the text, but also looking at the images around the text. And then you can experiment with these, because you can play with YouTube videos and try to see how you would rank with that specific video on that keyword, even if that keyword isn't mentioned in your description. It wasn't possible before 2021. And it becomes, a commodity nowadays. So how is this evolving? Where this is taking us? I mean, on one side, we understand that if we overfit a model, a multimodal model like Mom, we can create a semantic search experience, like the one that we have with Google Lens and multi-search, where I can shoot a product and then I can add a string like nearby, and I can find that product in stores around me. And this is a true local multimodal experience that is enabled by semantic search or neural search. It's a search that works on vectors, but these vectors takes into account both the text and the image. Now, if we underfit the same model, then we enter into the realm of generative AI. And this is important because there are two sides of the same coin. We cannot look at semantic search or MAM without thinking of, stable diffusion. Why? Because it's the same technology. It's a contrastive-based models where, a piece of text can be used for generating an image or a video, for that matter. And so Google MAM is not only understanding the context, but it's also paving the way for creating the context in some cases. And this is what we see, when we start, of course, interacting with generative AI in the form of a chatbot on Bing, or eventually, as we will, on Google.